All right, good morning and welcome to the 14th of January 2025 from outside Quartzsite, Arizona, in boondocking, in the desert. And our weather is wind. Wind looks pretty good, nothing much over 10, barely touches 10 miles per hour on a few days, with the exception of we got it kicking up again Sunday and Monday. It starts a little bit Sunday afternoon, and then Monday it's in earnest. So, but that's only 2 days out of the next 10. So, Sunday you might not notice. Monday you're going to notice. We're up to 18 mile an hour sustained winds, but it'll be gone by Tuesday. So, not much to worry about. The great news is I don't see an indication of a cloud for the next 10 days. In highs in the 60s, lows in the between 35 and 40. So it's going to be cold at night. It's going to be pretty comfortable in the sun. When it's 68 degrees, 67 degrees, it's going to be pretty comfortable. So we have great weather for the big tent. The big tent starts on Saturday. It'll be high of 65, low of 39. It'll be a great day for the first day of the big tent. Today's a big day in Travels with Dottie Land and my Nomadic Dream Herbies channel. We're having a meetup today, and I'm going to try to get this out quick so those of you in town that don't know about it can see this, and you can be there at 1 o'clock today at the dog park in Quartzsite. It's pretty easy to get to. You can just put dog park in your GPS or ask anyone where the dog park is or the town park. It's all part of the same thing. You'll find it. We'll be there from 1 until people stop coming and dissipate. We're going to be, you see as you walk along the actual fenced-in areas where the dogs are, you walk along that, there's 3 pens for small, medium, and large dogs. If you go all the way down by the large dog one, right in front of you is a covered area with picnic tables and such. That's where we'll be. Wednesday, tomorrow, I'll be on a panel on emotional health at the RTR, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, at 1:30 p.m., practically in the same place as Stone's Throw Away, but on the on the stage there at the RTR. That's a free event, and there's stuff to. Have you guys ever had a really good corn dog? Oh man, this was brutal. I was at the RTR the other day, and people are walking around with these giant corn dogs. I swear they're this long. They're $8, right? And they're huge. And it looks okay. I can understand $8. A half one, a much smaller one, is $6. And I wanted to eat with my friends Deborah Dickinson and Frugal RV Gal, and we're trying to decide what restaurant to go to. And so, why don't we just have corn dogs here? And I'm like, okay, whatever. And Frugal says to me, have you ever had one of these corn dogs? And I go, no. And she goes, you're going to be in big trouble, I'm telling you. And she was right. They drizzled honey on it, and just wow. So if you go to the RTR, get one of those corn dogs. I know it's not good for you. Of course, it's terrible for you. Hot dogs and deep fried and I guess the honey's okay. But, indulge yourself. I indulge myself every once in a while. And boy, I did buy a small one. I didn't buy a big one. But boy, I ate that thing pretty fast. Anyway, let's get on to the comments. Patsy Cluding Lucas says, Imperial Dam LTV hasn't had much of a break from strong winds this season. No rain yet. Well, Patsy, you may be far more experienced than me at the LTVA and Imperial Dam, because I've only visited down there. I haven't stayed down there, but virtually every person that I've talked to about it says the winds are really a problem down there a big part of the season every year, much more so than Quartzsite. But the caveat is that's not personal experience for me. That's people talking to me. So I could be wrong. A. Betty, critical thinking, what a concept. Stat class should be a high school requirement. Yeah, it should. I took 2 stat classes in undergrad and 2 statistics classes in graduate school. and it's still hard to really understand that stuff. But I think, she's onto something there. Maybe not a statistics class, but a class on critical thinking, how to evaluate information for validity. And you can make it's kind of a combination of math and science class. But I think in these days we're bombarded with information on the internet. It'd be a good class to have in high schools. Chris, I'm not going to try the last name. Chris and Watsizitsu. Does PupCamper58 have a channel? Yeah, PupCamper58. It's just type it into PupCamper58 into into YouTube, and you'll find her channel. Okay, let me explain why I'm laughing. So it's my friend Cheryl. I camp with her. I love her, and she's just a dear friend. And so I mention her often, and she's in my videos. But on the back of my camper, the sort of the window on the back of the pickup truck was caked with dust. So I wrote Cheryl on it, and below it I wrote PupCamper58. And I've been driving all over town, and a lot of people know my truck. One of the clues is the truck's in my videos all the time, and usually I have a big stand and a camera on the hood. So if you see a car driving down the road that isn't one of those Google things and they have a camera posted to it in Quartzsite, chances are you're looking at a YouTuber. So I'm recognizable. So I have Cheryl, PupCamper58, and Cheryl goes the other day, I'm getting so many subscribers, I don't understand it. I go, I do. Christy Lena is giving me a heart for she got a final 24 hours with her mom. That was a good positive news video. Gary Bearden says, on your statistics discussion, I always love how correlation does not equal causation. Fun fact, potholes in roads are correlated to high teen pregnancy rates, but potholes in the road don't cause pregnancy. I agree. High rates of poverty are linking contributor factor to both high teen pregnancy and rates and increased potholes in the road. Now that makes sense. There's a cause. There may be certainly the potholes that cause an effect. If you're in a community strapped for money, you're gonna have more potholes, right? Let's see. Marie Who Travels says, that's pretty funny about Cheryl, but because of that, I'll subscribe to her channel. Marie Who Travels says, I'm having trouble, and I gave her two links. One is, there are two ways to get to a YouTube channel. You do the @ sign, and this is like a short name, and mine is @DottieTravels. And then the long one, you can do a link to travel, or you can type in Travels with Dottie or a direct link. And I did both for her, and she said, okay, I'm there, I subscribed. There's another one, Cheryl. You got to do more videos now. Ken Gray, lovely story. Something similar happened with my dad, not a flight though. That's the woman that got her final 24 hours with her mom because of the kindness of people on the airline that figured out how to get her there. Michael St. Pierre, Rob, remember what got you to this point? For me, I'm sure others, your daily videos about you and the daily routine with Dottie. You're honest, not scripted, you're spontaneous, and you show your flaws, and I think people can relate to that. I followed other YouTubers from the beginning of their channels, and I've seen them to change to try to please everyone, and 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work. For what it's worth, stay you. So I have that. Thank you, Michael, for that. I have quite a few on this video. My day one at the RTR. I must in the video talk about questioning what I'm doing on the channel. I don't remember. I guess I did, because a few people have given me encouraging comments like this. I don't have any plans to change anything. So don't worry, I won't. Ken Gray says, I wish I'd taken a course on how to read studies. And that's basically what the statistics course was in grad school, is you were given actual studies, and we would, in the class, we had to critique them. in exams where we're given a study, what's good and what's credible, not credible about the study, and it was a good class. I had to figure it out for myself. Often the conclusion is what the funder wants, even if the data doesn't support it. This product is harmful because it has arsenic in it. He has that in quotes. 1 part in 3 million is not mentioned in that conclusion. The harmful dose is 10 parts per billion, which they don't mention. So that's a good example. You can say, so think about this. Arsenic is known as a carcinogen, a poison, right? Are you going to eat something that has, like, if my drink has, if the study says there's arsenic in this, you're not going to drink it, right? But there is arsenic in this. There's allowable amounts of arsenic in nature, in drinking water. And it's, as Ken says, the less than 10 parts per billion is considered safe. So that's an interesting thing, and I wonder if Ken brought it up for this reason. There are parts of the groundwater in Arizona that have greater than, almost up near the Grand Canyon, there are areas that have close to 20 parts per billion, and there's warning that, hey, these arsenic levels are higher than what's considered acceptable. But if you do a study and you want a result to be that something's harmful, probably if you're funding it, it's this thing's harmful so use our thing, that kind of thing. So that's a good example, Ken. Thanks. RV Life says, I'm following you because you're authentic. Love your videos. Look for my envelope with an envelope in it for a sticker. Yeah, if you want a sticker, if you just mail me a self-addressed stamped envelope, I'll send you a couple stickers back. This story, Haas says, and this is on she got a final 24 hours. This story hits my heart straight on. I got the call while on the road as an owner-operator freight relocation specialist, in parentheses, is a truck driver who owns his own truck and trailer company. On November 8th, 1997, I had about 700 miles overnight to be with my mother in family as she passed to be with God after a long sickness. Then 10 years later to the day, my father passed almost at the same time. Thanks for the great, good-hearted stories. Have a good day and God bless. And in that, she got a final 24 hours. I told like a mini version of me trying to get home, trying to get to see my father when he was dying in the hospital, and how I almost got delayed by a big thunderstorm. But I didn't. I made it. Spoiler alert. LW Billing says, love the Rolling Stones lyric you said, if you try sometimes, you get what you need. Jen B, great video. Did you ever find your friend? And the answer is yes, I found my friend. I'm hoping I will make it to next year's RTR. This working thing is really cutting into my social life. Yeah, isn't that terrible how that works? How work just seems to interfere with that, everything. Carmen, my oh my, look at all those vehicles, and that's at the RTR. There's a lot there. It's a busy place. Beans and rice for you. Hi Rob, really enjoyed your RTR video. What a huge event. Just coming in, how long we as dog owners speak to our dogs as other in the command of the English language. I've been guilty as well. Trained my dog Cajun French, Le Bon Temps Rural. People look at me a little, but it works. Edit to add, regarding the comment on your video styles, please keep doing what you enjoy and let the naysayers go. For what it's worth, I enjoy your content just the way it is. I wish I could remember what I said. I should go back and look at it. So I wanted to comment on something he said. Oh, he was probably talking about, I did notice in the video when I was editing, where I said to Dottie, are you peeing again? How much do you have in you? I wasn't even thinking. And I almost edited it out. And I said, don't edit that out. That's what you really said. And Dottie didn't care. Torvy Cat. Looks like Dottie had a great time. Dottie did have a good time. Ken Gray says, good visit. Judy Val says, the caption said you're on your way to Rubber Tramp Rhonda. Yeah, the closed captioning doesn't really capture the nuances, does it? Tamara Lemon, I like your videos. You don't post too much. Maybe that was it. I did get a comment, kind of a nasty one. Nasty. The criticism had a negative sort of scolding tone towards it. And someone said, "You post too many videos, and it's all the same thing. It's boring." I think that's what I was talking about. And that's just one opinion. I don't take that seriously. It's like, I believe that it's not that person's cup of tea. I believe they're bored. I believe they're seeing the same. I believe they think it's horrible. If everyone thought it was wonderful, I'd have 1 million subscribers, right? I'm looking for the slice of audience, the slice of the 2 billion users, the little tiny infinitesimal slice that wants to hang out with me as I do stuff day to day. Otis Lee Jr. Nothing wrong about your channel. Enjoy your content. I think it's the best channel about Quartzsite. Very informative. I like to camp there one day. Good perspective what the RTR is actually like. Thanks, Rob. That's Coven88. Nancy Lowe says there is camping etiquette, then there's viewer etiquette. 1, you're not boring, not even close. 2, when you don't like a channel's content, choose another channel. Yes. Don't insult the creator. It is their channel. Create your own channel. 3, if you don't have anything nice to say nothing at all. Each visit filmed is different, updated, correct, and done with a touch of love and interest. You are much appreciated by fans and local businesses. I share your videos with friends who want to know about places I go and things I do. Suggestions on new places to check out probably appreciated, but I am not the creator. Keep up with what you do, and I plan on coming to meet up in your presentation. Well, that's great, Nancy. It was well done last year. Goodbye to trolls. Hello to friends. Oh, if you have mobility issues, let the RTR parking staff know they have spots designated. Let's see. That's really good tip. Thank you, Nancy. Because a lot of people, believe it or not, they're nomads that have mobility issues. So I have a good friend that has mobility issues. So, yeah, there's no shortage of parking attendants. They're in orange vests and they're everywhere as soon as you turn down that street. PD Kempkin is, your video style is building my courage to come to Quartzsite next year. It's as though you said, "Hey, Paul, I'm going into town. You want to tag along for my lonely situation? It makes for great company. Thank you." And that's exactly what I'm saying. I am saying I'll talk about this when people say, "Hey, you should go such and such to this place and do a video on that." And I'm not saying that's ever a bad idea. And I'll do that if they point out something I'm personally interested in that I would do without a channel. But what I don't do is go someplace to do a video. I've done that in the past, and I've really stopped doing that. I just go places I need to go, places I want to go, and I take you with me. And that, I feel the same way, Paul. I feel like there's someone with me in the car when I'm filming. So that's why I love filming and talking so much. I feel like there's someone next to Dottie, sharing Dottie's seat next to me. And he says, "I'm just about done with New York State winters." I grew up in Rochester, New York. I know what you're saying, my friend. Fred Fegan, "Just keep on doing the same. It works. I enjoy your daily activities. Maybe if my wife ever gets her green card and we get back to visit America, we'd like to stay in Quartzsite because we like peaceful environments. Good luck from Vietnam." So, Fred, I sympathize with you. My good friend who's been on the channel many times, Jim Pertrand, he's Canadian. And I've been camping with him for years. I'm not camping with him this year because he got married to a woman that has been living in Quartzsite for 20 years. They got married. He's around, but she has a house, so he's not camping out here. He's no fool. He's in the house, and I see him regularly. But they were both telling me about how difficult here's what I thought. If I'm an American and I marry someone from another country, then they automatically get to come here and live and be a citizen. Wrong, 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 so wrong. There's a whole huge process that starts with getting a green card, and a process that takes, they told me they're estimating 3, if not 4 years. And they're very suspicious about marriages. So they require all sorts of testimonials from people, affidavits, evidence that you're spending time together, like receipts and pictures. And I was amazed. So I guess a lot of people in this world want to be U.S. citizens. And I guess it's pretty easy to say, hey, I'll give you 10 grand if you marry me, and make it a shell marriage or something. So I guess that happens. So they need to watch out for it. I didn't realize. So I hope you and your wife, it works out. You get the first card, get the green card, come over here, come to Quartzsite. I think that would be wonderful. Susan B, I like your videos. I enjoy spending time listening to your observations about life, Quartzsite, Dottie, George, and your friends. I don't need exciting razzle-dazzle type stuff to entertain me. I like the reality of day-to-day life. Please don't change. Again, this is the audience that I'm going for. So this is good positive reinforcement to me to just keep doing this. No scripts, no outlines. If you spend a lot of time watching videos about how to do a successful YouTube channel, they propose a lot of things that I guess would make you popular, but things that just I don't want to do. I don't want to create they say always create the thumbnail first and do an outline of what you're going to do, then do the video and do a script and have an intro and have chapters and tease people to get them to that there's something at the end of their video that they'll really want, so they watch the whole thing, and have the thumbnail evoke an emotional reaction. And they even have little things that have a scoring system that gives you how much emotion that the title and the thumbnail are evoking, and it has you tweak it. And when it tweak it to get a higher score, it ends up what they're encouraging you to do is create clickbait. And all that is something that sounds exciting, more exciting than it really is. So people will click on it and ultimately, from my perspective, become disappointed and disillusioned when you do that. So I'll give you a good example of the truth in advertising that I strive for. There was a video I did, I think yesterday. Let me tell you. Okay, it's a Quartzsite bonus video, which in itself, there's a bonus in there. But I put in the title, in the main title, it says Quartzsite bonus video hyph mundane alert. What is that telling you about the video? The bonus is you're going to be watching a Monday slice of life video. It's truth in advertising. So if people don't want that, guess what? They're not going to click on it. And so you're not going to have upset people that feel misled watching your video and creating negativity, because that person who skips that video may go on to one later that they might find interesting based on the reality of the title. So I might get that viewer as a regular person, but I certainly won't if they feel deceived by the title and or the thumbnail. Prevost Novi, you don't have your sign up. Now I'm wondering, Prevost Novi, what sign are you talking about? I have a sign outside that says, in video session, please do not disturb. That's one. I think you may be talking about the camp sign that I had, last exit camp. It's gone. Relatively to prior years, my channel's become a little bit more active this year. So we've had quite a few visitors coming to camp. And in some cases, it's caused some discomfort for the people I'm camping with. they're very protective of me. So they said, you know, if you, that sign isn't helping, it really marks where you are. And I said, you know, well, it's time to retire the sign. It was a tribute to the Next Exit YouTube channel, because the spot that I'm in here, they had their last meetup there like 3 years ago. And so I named it in honor of them. I made it Last Exit instead of Next Exit. But I retired it. It got thrown away. So that's why I don't have the sign up. Mr. Abrasive. What kind of comment are we expecting from you? I went into town this afternoon. Big mistake. It's the first thing in the morning or nothing until February. So Mr. Abrasive discovered what it's like peak season in town. First thing in the morning or February is probably a good idea. It's pretty funny. The end of January, the last week of January, you know, after the big tent closes a week from this Sunday, things will thin out quite a bit. James Connell, we watch to see things we wouldn't see in queue because you go to places not all of us go. Keep driving and showing the area. I look for you at the RTR this afternoon. And that was yesterday. Was I at the? I was not at the RTR yesterday. Fort King, nice good times at the RTR. Terry, hey Rob, I think it's awesome that folks come up to you and recognize you and you're familiar with your channel. I really think that it speaks volumes about you, your kindness and integrity. People don't approach strangers unless they are comfortable doing so. So that says a lot. Congratulations. Thank you, Terry. Wandering Pinto says, I was at the RTR Saturday and Sunday mornings. I will have my rig on display Thursday, the under 22 feet day. Stop by and say hi. I have a 12 Taylor Coach, I guess a 2012? Is that what you mean? Taylor Coach travel trailer and Bronco Sport striped 70 style. That's going to be easy to spot, I think. Especially the Bronco Sport striped 70 style. That's good. Texas Lady says, that was nice to meet viewers as you roam around the RTR. I would recognize you and Dottie too. Marilyn Decker says, I shared your vlogs with someone who is new to Quartzsite for this winter. Well, good. Thank you. Donna Aparo. Haha, you caught me on video carrying my corn dog. You got a corn dog too? What are the chances of all those people? Is it... Good corn dog, wasn't it? Pamela Johnson. Sorry I'm late today. I love your videos. Keep doing what you're doing because you do it swell. Hugs to Dottie and George. Mark McGovern says, Rob, learned a lot about Quartzsite from you this year. Thank you. Thinking about arriving a week from Thursday. Hoping to avoid the peak crowds. You'll catch the end of the big tent. That last Saturday is a pretty big day. But still see the RV and tent activities vendors. Yep. Typically, do you see a big exodus to Quartzsite throughout the week? We see the big exodus the week following the big tent is when you see the exodus. Gary Bearden, Rob, do you do you? That comes from you're a rusty ranger, aren't you? Rob, you do you. I enjoy everything you share. It's a pleasure to accompany you with whatever you're doing, even if it's repetitive or seemingly mundane to some. That is should maybe be the motto of my channel: repetitive and seemingly mundane to some. That's would be accurate. And people, I think a lot of it gives people a sense of peace and calmness. Knapp Farm, my dog Roxy and I are looking forward to meeting you and Dottie at the dog park and hearing your presentation Wednesday at the RTR. Rob, this is a different video. My comment is missing. I know it wasn't a bad comment. I'm wondering what happened to it. I had a problem with the first video and I had to re-upload it. That's all that was. And the comments disappeared. So no, you didn't make a bad comment, Nancy. My advice to someone who thinks your videos are boring, don't watch them. Keep doing you, Rob. Keep doing you, Rob. Are you another Rusty Ranger? The vast majority of us aren't complaining. Okay, let me explain my saying, are these people Rusty Rangers? And Rusty, I wish you'd change your channel to a zip code that I know. Hang on, let's get, where is Rusty? Oh, come on, fingers, do my bidding. It's Rusty 78609, and Rusty is the reason I do these comment videos, because he started doing this, and someone pointed out to me, and we have pretty similar styles of just talking into the camera, no scripts, minimal editing. And one of his things is, if someone has a criticism of him, he just says, "Hey man, you do you, I'll do me." And when someone says "you do you," I suspect they're a fan of Rusty 78609, and he calls his fans Rusty's Rangers. So that's where that comes from. Let me refresh. That one was 50 minutes ago. Now that's it. And there was something I wanted to add to the end, and what the heck was it? I know what it was. You'll see this in another video, but it's interesting enough to add to this one. One of my shortcomings, one of the things that I'm working on, even, guess what, therapists have problems too. I don't know if that's a shock to you, but one of mine that has its origins with little Rob, with child Rob, is if you say to me, I need to talk to you about something, I immediately assume I'm in big trouble. I'm about to be criticized, or especially when I was working, if a manager said, "Hey Rob, can you come in my office for a second?" I was sure I was going to get disciplined or fired. And my evidence was maybe one time out of every 10 in my career that I got called into an office was it any kind of criticism at all. 9 times out of 10, it was either they were updating me on something, asking for my help, giving an assignment, positive, right? But I ignore, Rob ignores evidence of that and assumes he's in trouble. And why is that important? It's because I do it with friends too. A friend might say something that I I'm really offended by, and I don't react by yelling at them or anything, but I may get real quiet, or I may just get up abruptly and walk away. And that kind of behavior damages relationships. And ultimately I'll find out it's not what they were saying. They weren't even, Rob, I wasn't even talking about you. I was talking about something else. What's wrong with you? And so I struggle with that. And at least now I know I struggle with it, so I'm on guard for it. So anytime I feel that sort of old familiar fear, I say to myself, okay, this might not be real. Take it easy. Take a breath. Be patient. And this happened yesterday. Yesterday, 2 people came by in the morning, and the first one said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know, I was at AJ's, the discount market over on Main Street, and they asked me, do you know Travels with Dottie?" Because he said, "I'm here because the Travels with Dottie's video. I know everything about your store." And said, "Oh, do you know him?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he says, "Cool. Can you tell him I need to talk to him? Can you ask him to come in?" And then another person came by and said, "Hey, I was at AJ's today, and guess what? They have your favorite snack on sale or something." He got that from a video. And I said, "Did she tell you to say that?" And he goes, "No, I didn't mention you." But so that was a big coincidence. But within an hour or two, I'm like, they're upset with me about the video or something. I said, and I'm like, what did I say in the video? Where's that video? Did I say something wrong? Did I say something critical? And I'm like, I was nervous the whole time going to AJ's Market. And I caught myself, and I'm like, Rob, you don't know. You need to not react prior to investigating what's going on. Because you know what? The odds are very high that it's something positive, not negative. But I was sure I was going to get, take that video down, or how dare you do this, or people complained or something. You know what she wanted? She said, "Oh, you're here. Thank goodness. We put up our new sign and we got fully stocked, and my husband wanted to know if you could do another video." So I did a little video for them right there and right then, and that'll be an extra video today. But anyway, just wanted you to know that a trained, I think I'm a pretty good therapist. I struggle, and remember that if you have a therapist or a doctor or even a mentor, they have problems too that they work on, right? It's not just you, it's all of us. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. 35 minutes, that's not bad. I'm grateful for you hanging in there with me and watching. Take care.